What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Toe Show. And yo, we're here. We did it better this time. Look, we got the microphone. It finally worked. We got the ring light. I got the blue lights around me. And I think I learned a lot from the first episode. And now I'm going to go into it strong with this one. And I'm just going to go into with a question, or not a question, more of a thought idea. A thought idea. And my thought idea is essentially, I think that social media is the worst thing to happen to modern society. The worst and the best. Let's dip our toes in. Okay, I want to start by saying that this is all ironic because this is on social media where you're watching it socially. We're connecting via YouTube, which is a social app, and whenever you're seeing this or hearing this, we're not in the same room, so we're connecting socially. So I get why it is a good thing. I'll tell you my favorite thing about social media growing up. When I was younger, I had no idea how other people grew up. And I'll start from my perspective, and I hate to do this, but as a young black kid growing up in Baltimore, Maryland, first time I got Vine, I saw white kid's house. Like, you go to your white friend's house when you're younger and you go like, oh, that's cool, Timmy has a swing and Timmy has a pool, and you're like, oh shit, they have everything you don't have. They have PS5 and they can smack their mother. It's like, oh, this is an amazing household. But then Vine showed me the inside, like the small things, like the family dinners, like the family dynamics, like stuff you never really saw, which is kind of like, it's a great thing for an individual who wanted to connect to people. You got to see people's lives in depth. That was the beginning, and that's why I think the Vine era was beautiful. It was sharing memes, it was sharing personal stories, it was getting to know someone online. And I think that the beginning, the intentions of social media were beautiful, just a way for us to solidly connect to one another in a disconnected world. Can we say though, the internet used to be unhinged. It used to be amazing. Remember, you could watch terrorists cut people's heads off. I know that's not good to say that was like a good thing, but that was like something you could just watch. Now we have Lime League. There's still Lime League, or Live League. There's still Live League. But I remember being on YouTube and like people sitting like Kitty in a blender, or like fucking, what was that one? Man the jar. Remember the dude sat in the jar and it crushed? Dude, insanity. The YouTube was an unhinged Wild Wild West at one point. I remember when the internet was fake. And when I say fake, I mean that it was all a joke. There was a time in your life where you could go on YouTube and say, isn't it funny if I bring a bomb to the airport? Yaka yaka. And people would fucking just laugh. I think that Meta is the worst of the worst. Out of all the apps, social media has become a place where now fake ideas lead to real world consequences. That's my biggest issue with social media. And I personally feel that social media should be considered a public platform and shouldn't be regulated by private companies. Because think about it, Mark Zuckerberg has political power to overthrow nations. You're probably thinking like, Myles, is ridiculous. But let's do let's do a thought experiment on that, right? Let's just say you wanted a bunch of, I don't know, people in the South to be hate a running president, right? Social media can easily use misinformation, use AI, use chats, can use anything at their disposal to create literal lies and then push these lies on other people. So they can be like, did you know that said Republican fucks dogs? And you're like, what? And then it's obviously a lie. But then it just goes within the black box, and then it just will be sent out to like some idiot down south, and then the rhetoric becomes, this guy hates dogs, and then that gets pushed on, and then eventually the whole thing like spirals out of control. I remember watching this documentary about how memes can change elections. Like remember when Hillary Clinton called them deplorables, and that became the stance. Like, Hillary Clinton thinks that all Trump supporters are deplorable. I'm not saying it's a Trump versus fucking, I don't want to go into like Republican versus Democratic thing, but social media as a whole should be, I don't know, regulated or not by private companies, because whatever the private company's idea of what they want the world to be like is the narrative they'll drive. And I think that, I don't know, it should be decided by the people. But then you have a counter argument to that argument right there, because if you have an unhinged, people-led app, right? Like, let's just take X right now. X is essentially ran by one man, Elon Musk, who decides what he wants. So we have to go to the closest thing to freedom of speech. I would say X right now. The closest thing. I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, there's still like Kanye got kicked off for posting porn, but he stayed on for saying that Jews are bitches. So I mean, is the closest thing to I think I don't know being the most free speech platform. So then the argument goes like, okay, the people should have total autonomy to wear whatever they want on the internet. Okay, that turns into X, and X right now is a scary place. I mean, it's a great place to find the news, but there's so much I don't know, just the N word and the R word being thrown out that I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't even know how to function through the whole thing, man. But then you argue, is that good? I mean, you have a space where Kanye can say Jews are bitches, but then you have the real world repercussions of that action. For example, Kanye saying that all this stuff about anti-Semitism, right? You can go argue, yeah, freedom of speech, but then that freedom of speech trickles down into real life idiots. And that's the problem with social media. It's that social media should be given to only people that get sarcasm. Okay, and that means if you get sarcasm, you're an intelligent being. Everyone else, fuck off. Okay, the reason why is that there's when people listen to Kanye rant about the Jews, right? People like, I don't know, I would say you're a smart individual for watching this video. I would say I'm a smart individual for making this video. We can look at that and go like, okay, this is a unhinged individual who is a talented artist, but has a broken mind. I'm not going to go attack my Jewish friends because of this. That's not going to be me. I'm not going to look at my Jewish friends and be like, Kanye's making some good points. I should slap you like a bitch. That's not. And if you, no, okay? But here's the problem. There are people who look at that and will take that, and then real world people will get hurt. That's where I think the problem is. And that's why I think social media is so bad. So then you go like, okay, well, it should be run by a privatized company. But then it's whatever that privatized company wants. If Mark Zuckerberg doesn't want you to hear information, he can just not allow it. And it's a scary thought to think about the tons of information that we're not allowed to hear, or that Meta doesn't want you to hear. I was looking into Meta's algorithm, right? And one of my friends, her algorithm puts her on the side of Instagram that hates her content, right? And you're probably wondering, or you're probably thinking, okay, maybe her content sucks. Meta's algorithm is so fucked up. It could either go to people they know would like it, or to people they know would hate it. And sometimes, for some odd reason, I guess for Zuckerberg's sick fucking tricks, he puts your stuff on the side where people are not gonna like it. And it goes viral because people want to hate on your shit. And then you have a person who goes through mental health crisis because they're fucking being told they're stupid and dumb because of their dumb algorithm. Another reason I think social media is bad, and this is like a really fucking big issue, it empowers stupid people. Okay, it empowers stupid people. It empowers stupid people. I'm self-aware, okay? I know this is stupid. I'm sitting in a room yelling into a microphone, talking to strangers. This is dumb. I shouldn't have a platform. This is dumb. But at least I'm smart enough to not say something insane. Like, I'm not saying you should cut a PVC pipe and then boil baking soda and then stir it up real hot and then it makes rocks in the bottom with cocaine and that's how you make crack. I'm not going to say that, okay? That'd be insane. I'm not going to say that if you go on the dark web and Google how to make a BOMB, you can find out. I'm not going to say that, okay? Social media empowers crazy people. And again, this is me. It empowers complete sociopaths who shouldn't have fucking a platform. And the sad part is, most of these times that people get a platform, they lose it and they lose everything. Okay, look at the kid who goes, remember that guy who was like, ha, got him. Remember that fucking dude with the horrible Sesame fucking Street face? Remember that monster? That dude was the biggest thing to come out of 2016 World Star Hip Hop. The internet blew this dude up, okay? And undeservingly. And this is why I say undeservingly. He had nothing to fall back on. I know there is no like terms and conditions when it comes to virality. They're just kind of just fucking happens. It's a guy who calls someone. He goes, "Yo, someone's looking for you. You got a package came for you." And then he goes like, "Who's it from?" And he goes, "D's." And he goes, "D's nuts." And he goes like, "Got him." It's fucking hardcore, deep level fucking humor. You know, it's Louis C.K. level humor. I mean, it's incredible. This kid got famous. He got fucking huge. He got big. And he got so big, this kid was like the biggest thing on World Star. And he would be in like clubs. He would be like on fucking music videos. He'd be going insane on fucking World Star Hip Hop and on YouTube. And he was doing like collabs. And the thing about virality, if you don't have something to back it up, it's gonna fail. For example, if you're a comedian that starts doing social media, that's good, because if you fail at social media, you can fall back on comedy. A lot of TikTok stars who get famous on TikTok and then lose it all become homeless because they have nothing else. This is one of those fucking instances. This kid went from being famous from internet and then was dropped off because the internet only lasts for 15 minutes, and his management and his whoever fucking watched him, his mentor, left him out to dry. One can make the argument that it's not social media's fault. You know? I mean, we as a people saw something we thought was funny. We shared it, reshared it, and wanted to know more about this guy's life, wanted to know about him, and then some hungry manager took advantage of that, and then people, we paid to go see it, and he got paid out, and he made the choices he made with his money. So it's not really our fault. But I think we should have vetted. See, then it goes back. Then I don't know. See, this is the part where I talk about how I'm an idiot. Because I don't know, it's not social media's fault. It's our fault, you know? It's our fault as people for making them famous. But then again, it's like this chicken and egg argument. If social media didn't make him famous, would we have made him famous? But we're the ones who made him famous. If we ignored Gotti, would he be in the place he is today? Well, by the way, he's homeless. He's homeless. And he does the Gotti for like $20 in Vegas. That's the last thing I heard. And it's kind of sad. It's actually not kind of sad. It's very sad. And that's a result of what I'm saying. Like, social media picks the wrong people. And also, sometimes social media picks people who they think are great, and then they turn out to be pieces of shit. Remember during the hurricane in Florida, there was this homeless guy in a boat. And social media, for some reason, decided this guy was going to be famous. Just because he wouldn't leave his boat. And Twitch streamers went there, and TikTokers went there, got him a bunch of money. Come to find out, this guy's a crazy racist and a schizophrenic and a drug addict. Spent most of his money on drugs and lost his fucking Kick membership or his like deal within like seconds, right? Vetting someone. I think that social media has to vet someone. But then again, chicken and egg. Whose fault is that? I don't know, man. I think that the conclusion... I think that social media is negative. I do think that Meta should be held accountable for real world actions. I think if someone if someone sees something on Facebook that's it gets like empowered. I know that like I don't know about everyone's algorithm, but I've seen a couple of my friends' algorithm, and there's a lot of like anti-Semitic, there's like racist, like a lot of like crazy content being flown on the algorithm. I know the algorithm is built brick by brick, okay? But I've heard things, this is just me, I've heard that the not interested button is not working anymore. That Meta is basically pushing the algorithm they think you would like. Like it's kind of like a drug. They're like, we know you want this crack. Take it, you know? But I don't know, man. I love social media. It's given me a voice when I had no voice. And I know it's so bad because I know how it negatively affects me. You really start caring about likes and like comments, and you stop enjoying the art of things. When you get to a certain level of like content creation and stand-up or just any creative endeavor where people are looking at you, it becomes less of you're having fun and more the eyes are on you. And I think that's the dopamine addiction spiral that social media puts on your fucking head. They're like, hey man, likes equal happiness. That's one of the things about the addiction and the time wasting of social media, which I really fucking hate. I mean, literally, they hook you with the algorithm, and then they get you addicted to it. I mean, how many hours a day do you spend doom scrolling? Over nothing, over like probably some misinformation and some bullshit and harmful content and fake news that really just roped you into another fucking social media rabbit hole. You know, I don't know. I think that it creates a false sense of closeness. It essentially it makes you this thing called keeping up with the Joneses. And keeping up with the Joneses is this idea that you have to always be better. I know I'm a victim of this. I see my friends doing something and I'm like, fuck, I wish I was doing that. I wish I was doing as good as them. I wish I was as happy as them. But you don't know what the fuck they're doing on, off social media. You just see the best part. As a person that's thoroughly addicted to social media, I'm on my phone like fucking 8 hours a day. Like just scrolling and doom scrolling. And it's just, I don't know. It's bad. It's really bad. It's bad. But there is no answer. There is no correct answer how to fix this. The only correct answer is that we all take our phones and collectively throw them in the ocean. But we're not going to do that. I mean, social media gives you escape from the 9 to 5. I mean, so many people's lives were changed with this beautiful platform. And I hate working. I'll tell you this right now. I fucking hate working. So I can't blame social media. Social media is the engine. It's the demon in which we created. It's the demon in which we created. Meaning, like, we worship an evil deity. We now have an evil deity we gotta fucking deal with. We can complain, but we're not gonna throw our phones into the ocean. So at the end of the day, we might as well just enjoy it. We might as well enjoy the fucking videos of guys hitting themselves in the balls. Might as well enjoy fucking Skater Fails Part 7. Might as well enjoy the body cam footage. Might as well enjoy fucking watching some OnlyFans girl talk about the after effects of sucking 100 dicks. The downfall of society. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. And everything I said today is so dumb. I don't want you to take it seriously. It's just coming from my noggin. Enjoy social media for what it is. But if you find it's ruining your life, just keep using it because there's nothing else you can do and there's no plan to solve it. It's just going to be the future. There's got to be something we can do, but there's not. I've been your host, Myles. This has been The Toe Show. Stay 10 toes down. I love you guys.